Good morning, friends. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is Tanya, Sidegigcrafts. You guys, we are making a card today. I had so much fun making this card. Took me a minute to figure it out. I was actually making two at a time, so I was doing lots of die cutting and TV watching and all that fun stuff. But check this out. Isn't this cute? I love how it turned out. I've used some of Rosie's studio papers here in the background, and I just had a blast. You guys, check it out. What? So much fun. Isn't this darling? And it folds up, if you can see from the top. We're going to do this today. We're going to make the second one. I've got all the measurements worked out, and I had a great time. So it just stands up like this, an accordion style, and you can decorate it however you want to in the middle. I chose to use some die cuts from my stash. And I've got my Rosie Studios papers in here and some stamps from, these are Tim Holtz stamps. I just had a blast doing it. So I hope that you guys will stick around and enjoy this process with me. It is a little bit chunky. You probably don't want to add too much depth or anything to it. It should still fit in a regular envelope. You might have to put a little heavier stamp on it, but isn't it worth it? So stay with me. We're going to make this together. All right, guys, to get this started, we're going to use a base color. I'm going to use red on this one as well. We're going to cut two pieces of paper from this one. The first one's going to be 12 by 5.5 inches. And on the long side, we are going to score at 4 and 8. Oops, I don't have to cut it. I already cut it. So it's going to be 12 by 5.5 and scored at 4 and 8. So 4 and 8. Okay, take your time on your scores so that they don't get messed up, because we don't want them to show. And then on the second one, on the short side, is that right? Yes, on the short side. I just want to make sure I wrote that down correctly. We're going to score at 1/2. Okay, I know that sounds weird, but we're going to score at 1/2. All right, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to take some tape or glue. You could use glue if you want to. And we're going to, I got to find that score line. I'm leaving shadows. I have different lighting in here today due to filming in the other room the other day, and I haven't brought that light back in here yet. So we're going to go ahead and put that on there. We're going to pull this tape up. I'm also going to use a little bit of glue in addition to this tape, but the tape makes it, oh, come on, paper. Makes it stick down pretty quickly. So I'm just going to use just a little touch of glue right here on the edge. And we're going to even go like this a little bit, okay? And then we're going to take that and we're going to put that to the back side of our card. We're going to take the edge of our card. Now, these are all the same width, so it doesn't matter which end, but we're going to take the edge of our card and put it right up there to the score line. Shoot, that little bit of white is going to show. I'm going to have to fix that. Right there. So just line it up straight. That was just our guideline, so we could line that up. We need that extra panel for our card. Okay. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, that might just be a flaw in the paper. Oh no. Well, here's what we're going to do to fix that. We're going to get out a marker, because a marker will probably, I think this one's going to be too light, too dark. Well, it's going to be better than white. There, that'll probably not even be noticed. Okay, see, we just touched it up. Or I guess I could have flipped the card over, but you know what, that worked out. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to take this and we are going to fold the middle line towards us. So we're going to go a mountain. And then we're going to fold this side carefully, because we just attached it to the front. And this side, that score line, nice and straight to the front. And we're going to carefully burnish those down. Be careful with your paper. You don't want to crack it. Okay, so we'll just burnish those down, and we've got the start of our card. Okay. All right, next step, we're going to take the green, or the inside accordion. That's our first accordion. We're going to take the next accordion. I'm using green on this one. We need 2 pieces of paper. One is going to be 9 by 3 1/4. 9 by 3 1/4, and we're going to put this on the long side. Aren't you guys glad I did all the cutting beforehand? We're going to score at 2 1/4. Sorry, I don't think you guys can see that. I don't know if you want to see that, but 2 1/4, 5 1/2, and 8 1/2. Okay, that was 2 1/4, 5 1/2, and 8 1/2. Next, we're going to take the same color, and on the long side, we're going to score, oh, this one is 8 1/2 by 3 1/4. Did I say that? And then on the long side, we're going to do 2 1/4 and 5 1/2. Okay. Now, stay with me because this part isn't this is important. Where we have the 1/2 inch on the first piece of paper. You see we have the 1/2 inch. We're going to do the same tape trick there. And because we need to attach these two. So we're going to put some tape there on that corner or on that end, the 1/2 inch score. And we're going to attach these 2 pieces of paper, but it's really important you get the right side, the right ends together, okay? So stay with me. Don't go ahead, because you're going to have 2 things that are going to be different. Now you're going to notice that these are the same here, here, and here. So the score would be at the same spots, right? But this one's longer. We need these 2 bigger pieces right here, this piece and this piece, to match up. These are going to be the outsides. These 2 need to match. See, these sides are thinner. We want these 2 to match. So we're going to flip this around. I'm going to put that sticky tape to the back. Okay, so these are, I believe these are 3 inches, right? Yes, so our 2 3-inch squares are going to be here in the middle. It's really important that you get that. And then these thinner areas are going to be at the back, okay? Now, once that's set, we are going to fold that. I glued that a little tight, but that's okay. We're going to fold that to the back. So it's going to go out to the back. Okay, the other card went to the front. This one goes to the back. I'm going to fold here. We're going to Constantine. How do you say that, Constantina? I don't know. Concertina. I don't know. And they're not going to match up. That's okay. They're going to match. They're going to be perfect for the card. So then we're going to go back this way and then forward with this one. Okay, once again, we can burnish those down. Burnish those, so we're going to have that. Okay, actually it's going to be that. All right, next step. For this next step, we're going to cut, we don't need the scoreboard anymore. We're going to cut 4 pieces of designer paper at 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. We need 4 of these. Okay, if you have directional paper, you want to make sure that the direction is up and down. Okay, that's super important. And we're going to set those aside for a second. So we're going to need those for our inside panels. But first, before we do that, we're going to take this first one. Remember, this is going to go this way. We open it, and then that's in the middle. Now our paper, our smaller paper, needs to go through here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through our stash, and we're gonna find two graduated die cuts. Okay, I chose those. And what we're going to do is on these two middle panels, we need to cut these out. Now, I already planned this one and everything, so I'm going to go ahead and go forward with the next one. What I would do, if you're looking through there, make sure that, I think that I would like this even more if my paper in here was just a little wider. So if I continue to use these two die cuts for this project, I think I will make my panel in here just a little bit wider. But go through your stash, just because it takes up, it's not as wobbly looking. The window's not quite as big. If they're closer in the right size, I think I might like it even more. So I would love for this gap, these two gaps in here, to be just a little less big, just a little smaller. So look at your die cuts and figure out what you got. So here's what we're gonna do. For the back one, we want to use the smaller die, okay? This is going to be for your designer paper so that there's a frame around it. So your smaller die is gonna cut this hole, and then we're gonna have to go back and use the bigger one on your designer paper to leave a gap around it so that there's kind of a frame, so that this frame will happen right here, okay? So we need to figure out on the first one where this is going to go. And I'm going to put it right about there. Where'd my tape go? I brought it in here. Well, I've got washi tape. I can use that. Actually, I'm going to use this washi tape because, no, I'm not. That does paper backing on it. I don't want to use that one. I brought my mint tape in here so that I could, oh no, I left it in there. I'm die cutting in the other room, so I was just working away in front of the TV last night. I took all my major supplies down there, so my die cuts in front of the TV, my die cutting machine. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out right here, and then I'm going to show you how to get the placement for this side. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we've got that hole cut. Now you're probably wondering, well, how in the world am I going to get the same hole over here? Because it's got to go evenly through. So what we're going to do is this. We are going to fold this one back over this way. Now I want to go the same direction and cut from the front, because mine actually leaves a little indentation around here that's really nicely framed. So I want to make sure that I can get that on the next page too, because I really like that effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to get a pencil, and we're going to mark just on the inside here on our paper. Can you guys see me? Can you see me now? I'm going to tilt this just a little bit. Sorry about that. Just on the inside there. Open it back up, and that's going to give us marks where we can put this frame. Okay, this is going to go and line that up. Just right, and then tape it down. And I think I'm going to put a second piece of tape because that other side looks a little bit bendy. I don't want it to move at all. I want it to be just right. Okay, and if we have any pencil lead on our paper after that, that's okay. We can use an eraser. Okay, I'm going to cut this one. All right, let's go ahead and pull this one apart. And I wanted to mention too, if you don't have die cuts, or you know, it's okay. You could use a box cutter, a paper cutter. You could use your scissors and cut a hole. You just want to make sure that you transfer the size and everything, and then you can use, you know, your ruler to measure it out and everything. You don't have to use a die cut, but it sure does make it easy, or easier anyway. But yeah, you could use a scissors or any kind of cutter that you have to cut those holes. You just want to make sure they're the same. They're the same, that's all. Okay, so we've got that cut. I'm going to hold on to these for another project, because why not? That's something we could, I mean, that's a card right there, right? All right, so we got those pieces. Let's go ahead and we're going to glue some of these down. So these are the 5 1/4 by 3 3/4 papers that we cut earlier. I'm going to go ahead and glue these to the ends. Just get some of these pieces out of the way. And I'm going to show you how to cut the frame for those middle pieces. Okay. This is our designer paper. I say designer paper, patterned paper, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So this is going to fit right in here, leaving space all the way around. I'm just eyeballing. And I'll use another one of those for the end piece. Took me way too long to figure out how I wanted to decorate this card, I'll tell you what. But I really like how it turned out, so I'm good. I'm grateful. I have another one I want to make. Same style, but I want to make it in blues and snow and all that instead of the Christmas theme. So I wanted to do more of a winter theme with polar bears and stuff. So you can see when this folds, it's going to be open to the same part. That's what we want. All right, so how do we do this on this part? What do we do with this? So we're going to do, here's what we're going to do. I'm trying to remember how I did this. So on the back side, okay. On the back side. Does that work? Well, I mean, it did for the other one, so why not? My brain is telling me that's not quite right, but you know what? It worked, and I'm going to do it the same way because it worked. So we're going to turn this over. I know, just follow along. I know this is going to go against every bit of your grain, and if you can think of a better way, cool, do it. But for me, this worked. So this is what I'm going to show you. Okay. So we're going to actually use some washi and just tape this down real quick. Okay. Just lightly, carefully flip it back over. Just go with me here. I'm rethinking. Okay. And then we're going to mark it. Okay. Same way we did before. Pull that up. We can take this off. Now we're going to take our bigger die cut and we're going to use those lines to guide us to show us where we can put the bigger one. Okay, so my line is there, 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 there. I'm just trying to make this equidistant around that. All right, we're going to do this for both the left and the right side. We're going to do the same thing. Remember, I want to cut from the front. You could cut from the back. You could do it the other way, but I want to cut from the front because mine leaves that really cool little embossing that happens. So that's how you get it out of there. I'm going to go cut this one. Actually, I'm going to cut both of them. This one and the next one, the other side. And then we'll come back and put them together. Here we go. You know, I was thinking as I was cutting this out, these little pieces that are coming off the middle would make a super cute little mini journal to go with your card. They would just need to be folded or taped shut or taped together and, you know, make a little binding for them. But they make a perfect little mini journal. All right, so we're gonna hold on to those pieces too. Okay, even though I tore this one, but it could be fixed. Okay, so we've got our frames. We're just gonna put these down here. See how nicely that works? All right. We'll just glue them on. I guess you could tape them too. However you want to stick them down. And give us just a second to move that. There we go. Okay. You guys, my chair, this chair is wobbly too. It's not squeaky, but it's a little wobbly. How funny is that? I'm wiggling. Okay, and then this one goes here. We are almost done with this. This is going to be the easy part. The next part's the easiest part, or the rest of it's the easiest part. That was the hardest part. It's not really that complicated. I mean, it's just a matter of figuring out how to get the holes where you need them and getting that all worked out. All right, we've got a nice trim around there. We've got the matting behind it. Beautiful so far, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and fold this way. And we're warped a little bit. What happened there? I think it's because the paper got wet from the tape, from the glue. It's just, you know, it'll be fine. All right, let's go ahead and put the cover on here. Now this piece is, where is it? It's right here. We only need one of these, of course, because it's the cover. It's 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. Don't need to score it in any way, shape, or form. Let's just glue that on there. Remember to make sure that if it's directional paper, that you're looking at that and making sure that it's correct. That's gonna go this way. We've got more work to do on the inside too, so don't worry, we're getting there. Okay, so now we've got the cover. We know that's our front. And then we're going to go back. Let's work on this part a little bit. All right, so we got to decorate this part, okay? For this, we need 2 pieces. Oh boy, where did those 2 pieces go? Oh, there they are. We need 4 pieces that are 3 by 2 1/2. Okay, 4 pieces that are 3 by 2 1/2, and this is for our inside papers. And these are going to go, not there, not there. That's not right. 4 pieces that are 3 by 2 1/2. Hang on. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like those are a little bit small. No, that's right. Okay. Yep, that's right. No, it's not. Three by 2 and 3. So I need 2 of these. These should be the middle ones. This should be this one. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? I don't know, but we're going to have to fix it because it's wrong. So 3 by 2 and 3/4. That's this one and this one, because these 2 are supposed to be different. The rest of these are supposed to be the same. I think I scored these wrong on these ends. Okay, so this is how we're gonna fix the mistake though. Okay, so these, I think, we're gonna have to fix the score, because otherwise it's not gonna fit right in our card. Okay. Well, how am I going to fix all that? Okay. I'm thinking, guys, because this should fit, this needs to fit here, and that's not going to fit there. So the score should be hidden here. I'm going to get the right measurements. Let's go ahead and glue these to the middle real quick and get them out of our way, because we know these 2 are correct. I'm going to have some editing to do at the beginning, aren't I? I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do that, or if I need to just scrap the whole video and start over. I don't know. I'm going to edit. I'm going to learn how to edit today. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to spend my time today, learning how to edit this so that it's corrected. I have to go back and say, no, don't do what I did. Do what I say, not what I did. All right. That's correct. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue these two right here because that's where they're supposed to go. And I'm just going to, I know that there's just like an 1/8 of an inch or something from the edge. And then I'm going to have to figure out the scoring is different. So I just wrote it down wrong. Darn it. I was wondering, it looked a little off. But I just went with it. Either I wrote it down wrong or I scored it on the wrong line, which is actually probably even more likely. My first one turned out great, so it wasn't her instructions. It was my instructions to me. Okay. That's okay. So these are the two. I'm going to hold on to this one because I think, well, that's this is these two pieces. The 3 by 2 3/4 is these two pieces. It's a 3 by 2 1/2. I believe that measurement is correct. I think I scored this one wrong. So let me find that piece of paper. I'm going to sort through this and let you know where I went wrong. Be right back. All right, guys. So here's the correction. It's supposed to be, and it's just my eyeballs, 2 3/4, not 2 1/2. Remember how we did this one at 2 or 2 1/4? It's supposed to be 2 3/4. So we're going to go ahead and add that extra 1/2 inch right there and score it. It's okay that that score line's there. It's not going to show because we're going to cover it. It'll be fine, I think. So let's go ahead and we'll just flip this back around. It's going to be 2 3/4 right there. And we're going to fold those. Okay, but I think our other paper is going to help keep that steady so that it should not be an issue. So let's glue it down. Actually, it won't be an issue because this side, these ends are going to be glued to the base of the card, so they're going to be fine. So see, and that's going to cover up that score line. No problem. It was just a me thing. I read it wrong. And I'm out of frame again. Oh my goodness. I got to work closer to myself today. All right. So that's going to help hide that. And it'll be fine. Like I said, it's going to be, I'm going to write this on my notes really quick. 2 3/4. Because I want to put this, I want to do I want to start making a book with some of these things in them so I can go back to them and quickly and easily refer back to them. I think that would be a great idea for me. A better way to organize some of the things I've made or what I'd like to make again. I know I have them on video, but I'd have to watch a video for that. All right, so we've got our base cover, or this accordion covered as well. So it's going to fold just like that, okay? And it's not going to come out even here at the edge. That's okay. It's not going to matter. And then for the inside of that, we need a place to put our sentiment, right? So we're going to take 2 pieces of white paper, 2 3/4 by 2 1/4, okay? And luckily, I've already decorated them. So you can stamp on them, you can put die cuts, you can decorate them however you want to, or leave them blank. You decide. But I've already decorated mine. It'll make it easier. Quicker, a little quicker, just a little quicker. And we can put these down here. And I just used some stamp sets in my stash. This one's gonna go over here. It's definitely going to be easier to stamp these before you put them on your base. So I recommend doing that. Especially if for some reason you make a mistake on the stamping or whatever, you don't ruin the whole thing and have to start over again on that. Okay. Now, the extra fun part. We're going to snake this through. So we're just going to put that through there. What? That's that easy. All right. And we're going to kind of line this up. So it's about halfway. You know, there's enough space or even space at the top and the bottom. We're also going to line this up. So maybe there's about 1/4 of an inch over here. And we're going to put some glue, or you could use tape. You decide. I'm going to put glue on this back of this first panel. And then carefully, we're going to figure out again where that goes. So halfway, or just an equal gap between here and there. And then about 1/4 of an inch here. And we're going to put that down as straight as you can, because it's going to be weird if you don't. All right, then we're going to feed this back through. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Am I in frame? Yep. See, this is why that score line didn't matter, because we're gluing this part down anyway. That score line is right here. So we're going to just put this back over. And about 1/4 of an inch, as straight as we can with the other side. Don't want it to, oops, go too crazy there. And we're going to press that down. It's that simple, you guys. We now have this. We have this. Isn't that awesome? Besides my measurements messing up, it's really not that hard. All right, now we get to decorate. And I've already made some die cuts. I've already put them together. You can decorate it however you want. You do want to make sure that your designs are going to stay on your panels, that they're not going to get folded in. You can use pre-made die cuts. You can make your own. You want to make sure that you don't get into that fold. This one can go over just a little bit if you want it to, but you want to make sure you don't get into the fold line there. You could decorate all 4 panels if you want. I'm only doing the outer 2. I don't know why. I just thought that was pretty. There's that one. And then I have another one for this side. Again, watching out for that folds there. I do have a little dimension on the bow. I'm not too worried about that. I've flattened it out pretty much without actually putting a big, deep crease into it. And I'm good with that. It still folds really nicely. But you don't want too much dimension. I wouldn't use foam tape in here at all, because you just won't be able to fold it. Okay, so we've got those on there. That's all I did to the inside of the other one. I think it's beautiful. I really, really love this. Okay, we're gonna train this back down. Oops, that needs to go on that side. Train this back down. Interesting. This card is not folding quite as, I probably didn't burnish it as much as I did the other one. All right, and then on the front, or maybe it's because I haven't messed with it as much. I messed with the other one back and forth all day yesterday. Well, not all day. And then I've got a Santa for the front of this one, as well as a ho 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 for this one too. I made my own ho 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 with my alphabet stamps. I thought I had, I'm sure I have a die cut with ho 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 on it. I just can't find it. I looked through, I think, all of my dies, but I can't figure out where it would be otherwise. So I'm just going to play with those a little bit. I want to look at the space. Now on this other one, I accidentally made an extra frame. And so I used that. I cut it on the wrong piece of paper. So I used that on the front and put the secondary paper on here. So I just went and put one of these back inside the frame that I shouldn't have cut. So I've got two tones here. I'm just doing the one on this one, but you could do something like that for sure. You know, you can decorate it however you want to, whatever you like. And I'm going to put him all the way to the edge. And I think I'm going to start gluing him down. I'm not going to glue his hand down yet because I might want to put one of those ho-ho-hos behind it. So we'll just do this part for now. I'm going to put him all the way to the center. I love this die cut. It's so easy. It's just like 5 pieces and it's just so simple. Oh yeah, I didn't glue his hand down. That's why it's sticking up. Okay. So I'm going to do like the other one. I just kind of did the ho-ho-hos wonky because they didn't really fit straight. And you can put whatever sentiment on here you want, of course. You know, you make it your own. Whatever style you like. This would be a very nice, really elegant card. For any occasion, honestly. It would be a cute doodlebug card. I mean, whatever you think it would be, I'm sure it's going to be gorgeous. And tip that back that way a little bit. Kind of doing these wonky because they don't fit for one, but also imperfection is fine. No reason it has to be all that. There we go. And then I can go ahead and glue Santa's hand down. I think I missed his thumb. There we go. We've got a beautiful card. Isn't that fun? Isn't it fun? It's just so nice to open that up and just see all that in there. Oops, got a little flaky. Do you love it? I hope you do, you guys. And I hope you'll give it a try. I had so much fun making these, and I'm looking forward to making some more. So make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button if you are interested in seeing more fun folded cards. I'm going to be making them all season, whether it's Christmas, New Year's, winter, fall, Thanksgiving. Probably won't make any Halloween cards because I don't give Halloween cards, but just fun cards, and I want to share what I find with you guys. So I hope you liked it. I hope you'll give it a try. Make sure you tag me if you do. I'd love to see what you make. Thanks so much for joining me today. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.